All right. So they were talking about E39 540i. Man, everybody's telling me this is the next car. It's going out of control on price. You got to buy one of these. You got to have one of these. You know, I've already had them and I don't want it. You know, I made videos in the past on them. You've seen, if you watch those videos, what a nightmare that engine is. The best way you could buy one of those cars, for one, 6-speed. For two, buy one that the timing chain guides haven't already gone out. If you do the job, the timing chain guide beforehand, as preventive, you're a lot better. There's a lot better chance of you having success doing the job. Once all the particles have gone through the whole engine from the timing chain guides, it's almost impossible. Now, why do I think they're going to be a collector car? I would say a lot of it, I'm in the echo here. I would say a lot of it is maybe the E34 540 might be in that range. The problem with E34s are the interior does not hold up in those cars at all. Most everyone I've ever seen, the leathers didn't hold up those years, the glue on the interiors, the panels, door panels didn't hold up those years. It's a very primitive stereo. Everything is very primitive, right? But E39, they kind of fix a lot of those issues. You could hook Bluetooth module up to it, or at least an earphone jack at the minimum. The leathers held up pretty good. Now, from 1996 to 1998, they had the non-Vanos M62. Then in 99 to 03, you got the M62 TU, which is the Vanos engine. And on paper, the horsepower is essentially exactly the same. The torque is 15 foot-pounds higher on the Vanos engine. If you're going to do something with one of those engines, you definitely want to do it with the non-Vanos. If you're going to take that out, put a different car, whatever you're going to do, that's for sure. People ask me all the time, how can I swap the non-Vanos engine into my Vanos M62 car? Well, you need a bunch of stuff. You need a wiring harness, you need a new ECU that goes with the original one. I think a lot of other things are different. It's not just a plug and play as far as I remember. You might be able to get somebody to make you a adapter harness for it. There again, we're not talking about cars that are worth a lot of money. So you're really gonna go spend $600-700 on a harness and go buy another engine, swap it all out for like almost the same engine, right? And then of course on the E34, the predecessor to these cars, they had the M60. But instead of the U-shaped timing chain guide, had a round cog that never went out, never ever went out. And so those older ones, and those are actually the better engine. That's why I think E39 540, and people say E39 540, they're talking about 01 to 03, they're talking about mostly 03, right? Because you started seeing the first M Sport ones in the US in 03. I mean, full M Sport with the bumpers and everything. And you know, before that, you got cars that had M Sport seats or suspension or the steering wheel, maybe all three, but never the bumpers. And then as they got the older ones, the 96 to 98, 97 to 98, whatever it was, those cars, the exteriors weren't as good looking as the 01 to 03. You know, they had the older taillights, they had the different side skirts. I'm sorry, 99 to 03. Different side skirts, or just like painted black on a lot of them. But they didn't have the C-twist problem. They didn't have a lot of issues. Here's another problem. The E38. If you're going to go through all the trouble to run an M62 TU, I think more people want it in the E38 than they do the E39. Now, granted, E39 you get the 6-speed manual, but not everybody's into that, right? If you're going to put money in a car, 01's the last year of E38. You get the M parallel wheels on some of those, a little nicer bumpers on them, a little nicer car in general. I think that's probably the way to go, to be totally honest. I think the car, I'd almost measure to say in those 01 years, the E38 looks better than the E39. I know everybody's like, what? Oh my God. Get in the comments, tell them off, tell them how it is. But that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion, right? You know, that M62 TU engine in the 540 is a total nightmare. You've seen me do that one engine swap on here. It seems like those engines, either don't leak oil much at all, or they leak from every gasket in the whole engine and they're impossible to fix them. They have a lot of coolant lines and they all start to leak after higher mileage, 150K or so. It gets to be a real issue. It just doesn't, to me, it doesn't spell out collector car. It just doesn't, I'm sorry. But a lot of you guys have these on the channel, I understand that. That's totally fine. I'm not telling anybody what to do. You do whatever you want, right? If you want to own that car, go own that car. But a lot of you asked me to buy some for the channel. I don't want to buy any more of those for the channel. It doesn't say something won't fall in my lap. I haven't sold the timing tools yet, the German Auto Solutions timing tools, and I've entertained selling them a few times, but then it's like, well, you know, as soon as I sell those, that's when we're going to need them, and so on. So, I mean, that's my feelings on it. You can say what you want. Some cars I just don't think are going to pass off as a collector, and I just don't think the 540 is one of those cars. That's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you very soon. We'll see you later.